Hi, and welcome to the weekly general reading for Monday, April 22nd, 2019. Before I begin, I want to explain why I have not been uploading until now. Last week was very difficult for me, and what had happened was Wednesday night, the night of the mini reading, I wanted to make myself look pretty for a friend because I was going to take a picture. This is just somebody I don't see in person, so, and it was a regular picture, not like anything weird. I just put coconut oil on my face, basically. I wanted to get kind of a dewy look, I didn't want to look kind of drab. And I happen to be allergic to coconuts. I thought that it was grapeseed oil. Oops. And so I ended up having an all-body allergic reaction, which is hard enough in itself because that contact dermatitis can really, really irritate the skin. It feels like it's on fire. It's awful. Just as I was recovering from that, though, I mentioned my cousin at the very end of a video recently and how he was going through cancer and he was terminal. Well, he ended up needing to be put in hospice and he ended up passing away within 24 hours of my allergy clearing up. And I've also been very candid about having major depressive disorder as well. And it just so happened that I also needed to tweak my meds a little bit. So all of that happening at once was really way too overwhelming for me to be able to maintain both the channel and the private readings that I was doing. So what I did was all of the energy that I had to put into, my job, I did put towards my clients. And it's just because I had deadlines to make. And you know what? Honestly, I didn't even make them. Okay. And I feel bad for that, but that's what it was. It is what it is. I did the best I could with what I had, and I'm back to normal, okay? The second thing I wanted to mention is that this is my favorite tarot deck. And by that, I mean the deck that I work with the most. It's called the Druidcraft Tarot, all right? It's got beautiful artwork, which you'll see once we start this pick a card reading. I just wanted to go ahead and thank the viewer who went to the MomentsAre wish list on Amazon and purchased a new deck of this. It was really something I wanted and probably needed. It's such a beautiful deck. I obviously really, really love working with it. And again, you guys will be able to see that. And the person who purchased it for me, I couldn't find a gift receipt in the box, so I don't know who it was, but I am very, very thankful for that. Thank you so much. And I have received other decks as well, but I'm just going to do one at a time. All right, thank you guys for bearing with me. Now we're going to begin the reading. So every Monday I post a general reading. It's for the next 7 days. And it's supposed to go over basically the general energy, the dynamics, what to expect for the next 7 days, okay? It doesn't matter if you watch it on April 22nd, 2019, or if you watch it in December of 2021. It's timeless. All that matters is that we're looking at the next 7 days, and this is what we're going to be focusing on for the next 7 days. And usually I post these every Monday. So that said, I'm going to go ahead and name the piles. Pile number 1 is this, I suppose this red butterfly. Pile number 2 is the yellow butterfly. Pile number 3 is the purple butterfly. Pile number 4 is the blue butterfly. Pile number 5 is the white butterfly. And pile number 6 is the green butterfly. So as you guys are picking your pile, I do want to say anything you need to know about me is in the description. That includes my contact information and my, my private reading information, all of that kind of good stuff. So if you do need to get a hold of me for whatever reason, I'll, I check the emails very regularly. So, we'll do it that way. And that's all I can really think of, guys, okay? So let's go ahead and begin. I'm going to start with pile number 1. Those of you who haven't picked yet, please pause the video. Otherwise, we're going to begin. So, moving the cards out of the way so we can focus on the very first pile. All right. Hi, pile one. Those of you who picked the red butterfly, I didn't know if I should call that rose or pink or red, but doesn't matter. You guys knew what I meant. So, for the Druidcraft Tarot, we have the Nine of Pentacles. Okay. Or, I'm sorry, the King of Pentacles, the Nine of Cups, and the Ace of Cups. Okay. We also have, for the Lenormand, we have the dog and the clover. And for the Answer is Simple Oracle cards, we have Dare to be Happy, and I will describe that in just a minute. Okay, so this week, somebody who, maybe your boss, somebody who has, this could be a father figure, guardian figure, or it could be an older male, somebody who might be a little bit more fortunate than you will most likely play a really big role this week, okay? This would be somebody who probably is very wealthy, are very secure in their relationship to the material world. That's probably a better way of putting it. I'm not getting that the viewer is being represented by this. I'm getting that this is a figure that's going to be important this week to you, okay? And then we have the Nine of Cups and the Ace of Cups, and it's in this order for a reason. And what we're talking about is, you've got the Nine of Cups, and and the nine, it's like it's like everything's laid out. It's just about to happen, and you're getting to that Ten of Cups, point, right? And so you're going to find that something in your life that you have been wanting emotional fulfillment in is going to fill that emotional fulfillment for you. And then you get to work on something new, okay? And I'm not saying that you're going to be in an emotional spot where it's like you finally get something that you want and then you feel an emptiness again. I'm not saying that's what it's going to be like. I'm just saying that one area of your emotional life is going to kind of clear itself up this week, and you'll be able to experience a new emotional experience. So, for example, what that might look like is maybe the girl that you're really interested in is finally single, and you're able to go out with one another, and so you finally get that point where, oh, we're gonna go out, that's great. And then the new thing might be, okay, now let's figure out how we're gonna get into a relationship. It would be like that. And I'm just giving a concrete example so that you understand what I mean by the cycle. It's like this cycle ends and then another one begins. It's more like that. They might not be connected. It might be that one area of your life clears up emotionally, and then you have another area of your life where you're, where there's this new like stirring of emotion and all of that. But they're most likely connected for most of the viewers that pick this. They're going to be connected. All right. So then we have the dog and the clover. Again, I really feel like for some of you, this is just reinforcing the King of Pentacles, because we have a friend that's lucky, okay? A friend that's got some luck, okay? Now, I don't feel like this is true for all of you. I feel like for some of you, this is just a completely new thing, okay? For some of you guys, you're going to have... the main messages that I'm getting is that either if you guys have been looking for a job, any of you guys that have been, I would say kind of like pull your friends to see if there's any job openings in their work or in someplace they know, because I feel like that would be a really good place to look. We also have somebody who, a friend that might just bring you good news or good fortune, that kind of thing. This is, and this is another thing. If you've been worried that a spouse, and again, I'm getting that particular thing. If you're worried about your boyfriend or your girlfriend or something else, it's not for you. This would be a spouse. If you're worried that your spouse is cheating on you, they're not. At least that's what I'm getting. Please, use your own intuition, all of that. I'm not trying to tell you guys that this is 100% accurate, you know. It's just what I'm getting is that for some of you, there's the message that your friends being or your spouse is being loyal, okay? And you know that because they're being with you, okay? They're physically intimate with you, and I think that that's, you know, like you're gonna get lucky kind of thing. Oh, I get so bashful around these kinds of subjects, but that's what I'm getting. And now that doesn't mean that if you're not married that your partner is gonna cheat on you. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying that that's a specific message, probably for maybe 5 or 6 of you. And some of you guys, you guys have a good, really, really good friend. So, you know, that's what we're talking about. It's just like you're lucky, you recognize that you're really lucky to have this person in your life, okay? And for some of you guys, this actually might be somebody that's like a friend that you're kind of like a little interested in. You know, just understand that it's a really fortuitous time for you guys. So it's a time where you guys are going to be bonding a lot more lately, okay? I understand that was a lot of messages, but the Lenormand has so many language nuances and all of that that sometimes when I get general reads, I'm like, oh, okay, now there's this and that, you know, just bear with me, please. So, is something that I've been thinking a lot about personally myself is about how I need to take responsibility for my own happiness, right? The other day, well, about a week ago, I asked one of my closest friends, you know, I was just like, you know, I was like, good night, I love you, you know, at night when I went to bed, and then I was all like, could you say it back? I'm just having such a hard time right now that I just want to hear it back. And then, like, before he could even see that, because we were messaging, I said, wait a minute, don't say it. I need to take control of my own happiness. I'm trying to get you to fill a hole, you know, and all this stuff. And I was just like, no, I need to be responsible for this. I need to take care of myself, you know, and that kind of thing. This is what that card reminds me of. That's why I waste your time with that little story. I feel like you guys are in a place where it's like you have a lot of control over how to help yourself feel happy and how to help yourself feel uplifted. And while it might seem like your happiness might be dependent on the action of other people, when other people do things that we enjoy, that we like, that maybe we expect, you know, it's great. It's wonderful. It feels great. But wouldn't it be nice if we didn't have to rely on another person to do something in order for us to be happy? You know, that's kind of the idea that I had in mind when I was going through that. And that's the idea that I want to communicate to you guys, because that's what I'm getting for you guys. Just dare to do something to make yourself happy. All right. Okay. So you guys have a really, it seems like you have a really positive week. I'm glad. I'm certainly glad for that. Hi, pile number 2. Those of you who picked the yellow butterfly. We have the Chariot. Okay. We have the 8 of Wands, and we have the 6 of Pentacles. Okay. For the Lenormand cards, we have the Fox, and we have the Fish. And then for our Answer is Simple Oracle card, we have Fun. Okay, so something's picking up, like really picking up. Now the Chariot's about balancing 2 different, you know, aspects of light and dark, okay? And I'm saying that when I get to the 6 of Pentacles, okay? So the Chariot is talking about moving forward because you finally got this kind of meeting of, you know, like maybe there was some cognitive dissonance, something that just wasn't sitting right with you, and now you're like ready to move forward. Okay, this could also mean that maybe you were on you know, maybe you wanted to move forward but the other person didn't, or you know, like this is a partnership that's moving forward, and that could be in love, in business, whatever. Okay. But the point is we've got a lot of movement, a lot of swift movement this week for you guys. Moving forward quickly, the 8 of Wands, where it's just really, really fast movement. Okay, we're talking about taking action this week. And then we have the Six of Pentacles, which is all about balancing the scales. It's like, trying to make things more fair. And that's why I mentioned the light and the dark horse, is that we're talking about balance this week as well. So this is going to be a big deal this week for you guys. Balance and moving forward, okay? And then here we have the fox and the fish. For a general read, the Lenormand can sometimes be a little bit elusive, but this is very clear to me. You guys are going to be doing really good with work. Those of you who are looking for a job, you will most likely find a job this week. And those of you who are retired, maybe you'll have a couple of odds and ends that you can do, that you can pick up, and make a little bit of extra money through that. Those of you who are working right now, it's like you're either going to be recognized, or there's going to be a lot of abundance at work, or it could even be a raise. But basically, in addition to this movement forward, which could be a completely different area of your life this week, you're also going to have, some experiences regarding money specifically, regarding work specifically. This could also mean that you're going to be networking, because, fish move in schools, and, and this could be, about you needing to work on a project with other people. Introverts out there, please don't panic. Because I know that would be like pretty much one of the worst things that could happen to me, but, but yeah, some of you guys are going to be working in a group, and that's what that means. But basically, we're focusing on the work, we're focusing on work, we're focusing on abundance this week when it comes to this area that's coming up in the Lenormand for you guys. And then we have fun, okay? Sometimes when things start changing, like the kinds of changes that the Chariot and the Eight of Wands can bring, we just are like, oh my gosh, okay, something's happening. Oh no. And it might be even like, oh, finally something's happening. This is so great. Oh, I'm so excited. And it's like we forget that this is us accomplishing something. This is basically what life is all about. So really enjoy the fact that that life is working out for you right now, because that's the bottom line here of the whole energy of this week for you guys. This life is really working out. Things are going to start falling into place. You're getting somewhere. You're going to be feeling very productive. I'm not getting anything negative about this week for you guys, okay? Yeah, you guys, this is going to be a good week. I'm really, really glad. I really am. All right, guys. Okay, hi, pile number 3, those of you who picked the purple butterfly. So, your tarot cards, we've got the 5 of Pentacles, we have the 4 of Pentacles, and then we have the King of Cups. Okay, we have the clouds, and we have the home. Go ahead and put it in this way, because that's what it is. And then we have let go and flow. All right, guys. It looks like this week can be, might be a little tough for you guys. It's okay. It's okay. You guys, we have bad weeks sometimes. All right. It looks like there's going to be something in your life where you feel like it isn't fair. It's just not fair. And it's like it's almost like you should be more deserving than what you're experiencing. And this might even be in comparison to another person. That's fine, okay? Sometimes we feel that maybe our efforts are going unnoticed, and somebody else, with inferior efforts, is getting the glory and all of that. That's okay. I mean, it happens. Sometimes we feel that way, and that's an okay feeling to have. But I'm getting some frustration there when it comes to the material world, when it comes to probably money. We've got the 4 of Pentacles here too. It's like for this deck, I feel like the 4 of Pentacles is really talking about needing to kind of find other resources. Like, so for this, it might mean, okay, I'm gonna need to use my savings a little bit for this week, because I don't have as much money as I need. The Five of Pentacles, the it's not fair thing. It's like, maybe you just fixed your car, and then this week it's broke down again, so now you have to get into your savings to help fix it again, or maybe you have to borrow or something like that. But you're gonna just be feeling this kind of lack when it comes to the physical world. Okay, that's okay. We all go through stuff like that. I mean, believe, like, every single person has been through something like this, and I have myself multiple times. It's not a good feeling, okay? And thankfully, we're just looking at the next 7 days, okay? So just keep this in mind. Understand that this is just part of life. It's okay. We also have, though, this really, really upbeat, wonderful energy with the King of Cups, okay? And we've got a figure in your life, most likely a male, although it could be female. This is not a gender specific card, who's really got, it's like they're your anchor. It's like they're really helping you feel emotionally stable through whatever it is that you're going to be going through this week, okay? And this emotional stability is about an offer that comes from love. That offer might be monetary. Maybe that's how they help you, or it could just be that they want to support you, okay? So understand that there's somebody in your life that really cares about you a lot. This would be somebody like a really close friend, or somebody who is in love with you, or maybe even your partner or spouse that just wants to make some kind of gesture towards you, okay? So this is the silver lining, and it's a really nice silver lining, because really, it doesn't really matter, that material stuff when we have these bonds that transcend material needs. Okay, and then we have the clouds that's modified with the house, okay? Now, I just want to say, for those of you who know the language of Lenormand, I recognize that the way that I read might be different from you. What I got as I was just touching the cards, as I was putting them out, was that, you're going to be kind of cloudy in your head, okay? You might be experiencing some brain fog. It might be a little bit difficult to concentrate, okay? Where that's coming from is something from within yourself. There's something inside of you that's going to come to surface, probably from some of the stress here, okay? That is going to just kind of pop up, and it's going to be a little bit difficult to think. Here's the deal with that. This gives you an opportunity to look directly in the eyes, something that you need to change within inside of you. Because whatever this cloudy thing that's coming up is it's not rational. It's something that needs to change. So wherever that's coming from, if you can identify that, it's okay if you can't. Just, otherwise just try to figure out where that's coming from, and then look at your attitudes and your beliefs about whatever that subject is. That way you're able to kind of clean up your house, your inner house. And I'm using this as a dream symbol, okay? Because when we dream about houses, usually, according to analytic theory at least, okay, this would be the Jungian way of interpreting dreams. We're looking at the psyche, okay? When we go to the basement, that's kind of like our our unconscious mind, our and when we go into the attic, we're talking about our superconscious mind, our contact with divinity, our higher self. And then when we're in the different rooms, this is talking about different areas of our life. So that's why the house, for me, symbolizes that, okay? So it does look like you have a lot of tough things to deal with. However, try not to attach too much to them, because this is just kind of, I feel like this is a kind of prophetic representation of that. This is only going on this week, okay? It's like, you're gonna get through it. It's okay. Just get through each of the 7 days of the week, and you've got something much better coming to you, okay? So understand that part of what's going on is that you do have to let go of something this week in order to move forward. Now, I say have to as if that's the only way you can get better. I'm not saying it that way. I'm saying that it is more productive to kind of figure out whatever it is that you might want to attach to in your mind, in your heart, whatever about this, that you're going through. Understand that this is a transient experience. It's not going to, you're not stuck here. You are going to get through it, and the quicker you get through it, the easier it is going to be to let that go. Okay, so try not to attach too much to like, oh God, like make it heavy and like, oh, just know that, okay, well, this is happening. I'm going through it and I'm gonna get better. So let's deal with it, and then we're gonna go ahead and let it go. Okay, and once it's dealt with, it's done. That's it. Don't worry. All right, guys. Okay. Hi, those of you who picked pile number 4, the blue butterfly. Here is your reading. Okay, so for the beautiful Druidcraft Tarot, we have the Princess of Wands, okay? We have the Three of Wands, and we have the Prince of Pentacles. How beautiful is that? Wow. Okay, and for the Lenormand, we have the Stork and the Bear modifying the Stork, okay? And then we have, for our answer is simple, advice card is Clear the Fog. Now let's focus on this first, okay? So Princess of Wands and Three of Wands. It's like you know something needs to happen here. The Three of Wands is a lot about waiting, but it's also about taking action as well. It's a kind of a dual card there. The Three of Wands is like this kind of dream of like, I know what I want to do, but I just haven't gotten to the point where it's happened yet. Or maybe it's more like, I know what needs to be done, but it's dependent on somebody else to do something first, It's kind of like this very dreamy type card when it comes to, well, what's next, It can describe a long distance relationship, or it can describe a longing, right? I see the Three of Wands as the kind of call to travel, card as well. In some cases, I feel like this is going to mean different things to different people who've picked this particular pile. But the Three of Wands is just like, there's something out there that's better for you, that either you're waiting on, that you're still thinking about, that you haven't acted on yet, but you know that it's all about timing and all of that, or there's something out there that you need to go find, you need to go seek, maybe through traveling or something like that. Hopefully that makes sense. Going back to the Princess of Wands, this is we've got some fiery energy here, creativity. Maybe some of you are feeling a lot of sexual energy this week. Maybe you guys are feeling really sexually attractive, physically attractive. And maybe some of you guys are just really in that creative endeavor, okay? So we have that energy combined with the Three of Wands energy, and it just kind of produces that kind of like imminent feeling of something's about to happen, It's great. And then we've got the Prince of Pentacles that kind of evens that out. And the Prince of Pentacles is here to say, you know what, we are going to take this slow. So yeah, there is going to be a little bit of wait, or maybe the trip that you want to take is going to take a little while, or, or maybe, yeah, it's going to take a little while before you figure out what you need to do, but you will. And the Prince of Pentacles is kind of like that practical side that kind of anchors the dreamer to reality and says, we're gonna get this done, okay? This is the we're gonna get stuff done guy, all right? And this is the like, oh, there's all these things I want to do, it's like that. And maybe that's a silly way of explaining it, but that's what I got. All right, so yeah, you're gonna be in this kind of place where it's like you're very inspired this week, and it's also, what's great about it is that you can manifest that too. So we have movement, okay? So understand that could mean that this stuff does end up moving forward this week, and the wait is actually over at this point. However, we have this movement, this powerful movement forward, okay? For some of you, this might have something to do with a mother or a mother-in-law or some kind of matriarchal figure in your life, an older female that needs to maybe move houses or maybe is moving on past something. But I think that for most of you, this is applying to your life right now. So you've got some positive movement forward. You're moving to the place that you need to be, and you're doing that. And that's bringing you more greater personal power. So this is a very like kind of take control of your life sort of feeling here. Even if it's dependent on somebody else to kind of do something first, you still have this kind of feeling of like, I am taking control of my destiny. I'm seizing it and I'm gonna go for it, that kind of thing. Now we have clear the fog. Sometimes we are prone to overanalyzing, and I had always thought, overanalyzing doesn't really sound like a bad thing. I like analyzing things. I like to kind of pick them apart and be like, well, what does it mean from this angle? What does it mean from that angle? And all of that. So I had a hard time understanding what overanalyzing meant, as a young adult. Basically, clear the fog for me is about like, okay, when you analyze a situation, you come to a conclusion. Either you come to a conclusion like, okay, so this is the truth in the situation, or you come to a conclusion like, okay, this is the solution in the situation. Once you have that conclusion, when you start analyzing again, like, ooh, but I don't like that truth. I want to find a different truth. Or, ooh, I don't like that solution. Maybe there's a different way. It's like, if you find yourself in that kind of circular logic, and you're just trying to make another thing fit. Now, sometimes that's a good thing, because sometimes we do find a way around whatever it is that we find less pleasant. But if you're not finding anything else, basically, go with the first thought, okay? It'll just help things clear, okay? And just be like, you know what, that's my conclusion, and that's what I'm gonna do. The next time you start thinking about it, just say, nope, that I came to my conclusion. If that's not what it is, then physical reality is gonna show me that, okay? Your first conclusion could have been wrong, okay? Your solution could have been, could be a solution that might not be the best solution. I'm not saying that it's not that, but if you're in that fog state, then you've already analyzed it to the point, you need new information, basically, in order to add to that. So by clearing the fog, what we're doing is we're calming the mind, we're simplifying, and we're saying, you know what, I'm going to get some more information before I get stuck in this one idea, that kind of thing. All right, guys, this is this is a beautiful spread, and that clearing of the fog, that's just something we got to do. I mean, everybody goes through that, So yeah, it looks like a good week. All right, guys, those of you who picked pile number 5, the white butterfly, here we go. We've got the 8 of Cups, the 2 of Cups. Oh, isn't that a beautiful card? It's so pretty. And we have the King of Swords. All right, we have the Child, which is modified by the Rider, and then we have Don't Sweat the Small Stuff from the Answer is Simple cards. Okay, so here's the deal for me. It's like you're moving past some kind of emotional, I feel like you were emotionally stuck somehow, and you're moving past that. This could be just kind of being like, you know what, I'm not, that toxic relationship, I'm just not into it. Another thing is all like, maybe you're laying things out and being like, you know what, I've done what I need to do, the other person needs to just take the other person needs to do this. If they don't, that's fine, I'm moving on. I'm going to take care of what I can take care of, what I have control of, and if these cups are going to be filled by somebody else, great. If not, whatever, it's kind of like this, it feels like you're taking this responsibility for making certain that you are not going to get stuck in a negative cycle. Very positive. Interestingly enough, and this might not be related, this could be like a friend and this could be somebody else. I do feel like the focus is going to be very much on love this week for you, and you'll find that the person that you're interested in is going to be a lot more receptive to you. For those of you who have crushes that haven't really talked to the person that you're interested in, this would be a really good time to talk to them, to approach them and that kind of thing, because you guys are starting to sync up, okay? Those of you who are with a spouse or with a partner, you guys are going to continue to work in a relationship. You're going to feel very intimate this week and all of that kind of stuff. Those of you who have been kind of in a situation that's been on the fence and it's like you're kind of waiting for it to get to that next level, that's what this is about. And we've got the King of Swords. One thing that I think is really wonderful to kind of balance out this very emotional atmosphere here is that you also have that line of reasoning here as well. You have that kind of objective perspective, and I feel like it's almost like your mind is very calm. You're not worried, and you're just like, you know what? If it's meant to happen, it's going to happen. Like the general idea. And then things start happening because you're like, you know what? I've done everything I need to do, and then things start happening, you know, and you're still in that very sage place where it really doesn't feel like you need to do anything. It's really interesting. I love this energy here. And I love this deck. I really do. But yeah, you have a lot going on, both in the mind and in the heart. One thing I can say is just be aware of physical reality. You might be a little prone to running into door frames or whatever. I know that I am when I'm in this energy. All right, so we've got the Child. You know, and the Child is being modified by the writer. I think for most of you, this is just talking about something new. You're gonna learn about something new. This is about learning, acquiring knowledge about something new. Some of you guys might actually get some news about a child. I don't get this as a negative thing. I just get that this is it's neutral, okay? It's neutral news. Either neutral or positive. I'm not getting a negative vibe about this, personally, but you'll hear news about a child, or this is for most of you guys, this is about something new. You know, you'll learn something new, you'll acquire knowledge about something new. Most likely it's going to involve talking to somebody else, in talking, it doesn't necessarily mean you have to talk in person. You could, maybe you're really interested in a new author and you're reading their biography or something like that. And there's something that they're talking about in their life and you're like, oh, I needed to know that in order to kind of start this new thing in my life. And so I do see that kind of inspiration, that kind of thing. Okay. Oh no, I'm going to have to sneeze. Hold on. Okay, I didn't. Every single time I feel like I'm going to sneeze on camera, I get so nervous. I'm like, oh no, and then I'm going to sneeze funny. I'm worried that I'm going to sneeze funny, and then you guys are going to be like, oh my gosh, she sneezes so weird. It's a very, very strange thing. Okay. And then, ironically, we have Don't Sweat the Small Stuff. Who cares what people think about how you sneeze? Sometimes when we're really getting into control of our life, and some of the bigger things are kind of calming down for us, kind of like this energy right here, some of those little things are just like, that's so irritating, understand, this is kind of like, picking your own battles, in the grand scheme of things, is it really going to matter, and that kind of stuff, and everybody has their own values and what they find, is worth putting that emotional energy into, and if you're worried about something and you're like, no, that's worth it, go ahead and worry, that's fine, no judgment here. This is just basically saying that, you might want to ease up on the worry because things are happening. You've got a lot of good stuff going on, okay? So understand that, I think this is also kind of like a prophetic thing that in the next 7 days, the worst thing that's going to happen basically it would be things that are really, really small. Things that, I guess most people would be like, oh, that's what you're upset about. Like when I lost my cat ring, like it really bothered me. I probably have mentioned this at least 8 times on this channel at this point, but I lost a ring that was my cat ring, and I really loved it. And I was so upset, and people are like, you're upset because you lost this ring, but you can just buy another one because, I could. But I was still upset that I lost it. It was like the principle, I don't know. whatever. People have those weird quirks, it's okay. But yeah, you guys have you're having a very productive week, positive week, guys. So I'm very happy for you. All right, pile number 6, the green butterfly. Okay, so your Druidcraft Tarot, we've got the 3 of Pentacles. You're going to be hard at work. Oh, very hard at work here. We also have the Ferret. Okay, I want to say that this is the equivalent of Temperance. Okay, and we have the Star. So I mean, look at this. We've got 2 major Arcana cards, and they're so beautiful. I know you see. This is she's got a few things showing. I'm so weird. But yeah, I mean, these are beautiful cards. They're all describing, you're going to be focused. You're going to be focusing on work, and you're going to want other people to think you're cool for it too. Like, look at what I've done. This is kind of like, it's almost like that childish energy. Like, look, I tied my shoes. I figured it out. It's like that. But I mean, it is serious. I mean, you're accomplishing things. You're feeling productive. Okay. We've got a really good balance right now between different areas of your life, okay? So you're going to find that you're kind of putting, like, your energy is going to be equally shared between all areas, okay? That might feel a little bit weird for those of you who really, would prefer to concentrate on this one thing, or whatever, but, things at work are going good, things internally are going good, things externally are going good. It's a very balanced state. And you have some kind of direction as well. You have some kind of direction that you're going, and it's like you have that, okay? Okay, I guess that's very vague, and I don't mean to be vague. It's just, you know where your life is going. You know what you're trying to do, and you're working at it. You're feeling productive. You're getting there. You see the vision coming to light, that kind of thing. And you see that there's really hope that you can have a much better future than what you've experienced up until this point. And this card's also about vulnerability. Just, really being open to, what, if I'm gonna do this, then I might get hurt, but you know what, I'm okay with that because I really need to get this done. That kind of thing, all right? So for the Lenormand here, we have something's been kind of bothering you, something's been kind of eating away at you. This could be a physical pain, like maybe you have an atrophied muscle or something like that, or maybe you have some stress going on, or it could be something that's more psychological and mental, like something's really just been coming up in your mind a lot. Well, what we're seeing here is this week, the key modified that, letting us know that you're going to figure it out. There's going to be just something that's just been happening over and over again that's just been really eating at you. It's like an itch. It's like it's something that's just, I'm allergic to mosquitoes. I'm allergic to everything. Actually, I'm not allergic to peanuts. It's like an itch. It's like, oh, I get it. Oh, don't do it. Ah, it's like that. It's like that's the kind of stress I'm feeling, from this particular card. And the answer is like, oh, you know what? I can put tea tree oil on that, and it'll just, everything will be great. It's like that. Now, I'm not saying that everybody who's watching this is going to get a mosquito bite and figure out that tea tree oil is going to really help that. I'm just saying that there's something that's been eating away at you. Something that's been kind of stressing you out. Could be physical, could be mental, could even be emotional, that kind of thing. You're going to figure out, something that just kind of opens that up a little bit so that you are able to kind of purge that negativity. All right? For those of you who it's a physical thing, maybe you'll find a really good physical therapist. Maybe you'll get a trigger point steroid shot. It's like that. And we have open up your heart. So yeah, I feel like your heart's very open anyway, but this is like, just know that you've got some really wonderful changes when it comes to your love life that's going to be happening soon. I feel like this is a preparation card rather than, a this week card. I feel like this is like in preparation for next week. just work on opening up your heart. And that just means like opening it up so that it's like, you know what, I'm ready to experience a new level of love, you know, or I'm ready to experience something, you know, really wonderful for myself. And that's what I mean by that. And I think that, you know, just kind of going at it that way, you'll be able to have a really nice week. I mean, again, the balance is just great. It's just great. You're solving problems, you're feeling productive. You might be feeling a little vulnerable, but you got that direction. You're focused on getting to that point, and you've got, you know, you're at a point where you can really open up and feel like it's not afraid to love and that kind of thing. So you guys have a really nice balanced week. I like that, about that. And I understand it's, you know, but it's just, you know, YouTube has weird rules about that kind of stuff, and I know it's art and all of that, but yeah. All right, guys. Okay, thank you so much for sticking to the end of the video with me. And also thank you so much for just all of the support you guys have showed me. Again, you know, I was really having a hard time, and I just needed to pick and choose what did I need to focus on. And you know, maybe I made it difficult, maybe I made the wrong choice, but it, you know, it was difficult, but I decided that last week I just couldn't do any content, you know. So you know, we'll take it one step at a time, and just know that, you know, just got a lot of stuff to kind of think about and everything. It's okay. I'm going to be fine. It's just got a lot of stuff to think about. You guys are so great. You know, the likes, the comments, the subscribes, it just really brightens my day. It really, really does. And I really, like, I honestly really care about you guys. I love that you guys love me. I love that you guys are so supportive. It really helps me know, you know, yeah, I'm doing exactly what I'm supposed to. So thank you guys for that feedback. I really appreciate it. If you want to leave feedback and you don't want to leave a comment that other people could see, you can always write me an email, you know. And I'm generally pretty good about responding to emails within 24 to 48 hours, okay, guys? So keep that in mind. You know, again, private readings are available. You can look at the description for that. And those of you who are wondering, like, hey, wait a minute, you have a wish list? What's that? I do have 2 different ways that you can donate to the channel. Everything on that Amazon wish list would go back to the channel. Everything on that Amazon wish list you will see used on my channel, okay? So that's what that it's about. The monetary donations really are just going to go towards, like, maintaining equipment, you know, and that kind of thing, okay? So I just wanted to let you know about that too. That said, thank you. Thank you again, and I will see you tomorrow with the Tuesday Pick a Card reading. It's going to be on long distance relationships, okay, guys?